Hi, welcome back. We are doing a monthly roundup of favorites, some things that I have been enjoying for the past month. I'm also going to take this opportunity to talk about very few. I think there's only 3 products that did not work for me, but I think would work for people who have a different skin type than I do. Oftentimes when I try products and they just don't work for me, I kind of just push them off to the side and they don't really make it into videos unless I'm referencing, something specific. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to start incorporating some things that may not have worked for me, but possibly I see them working for other people, or just sometimes they may just suck, and I'll let you know. So may start incorporating, just depending on how the month goes, there may be more than others and there may be none. I don't always do monthly favorites. I just kind of wait until I have a nice collection of things that I want to chat about, and that's normally how it works around here. Also, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you probably missed this, but I want to briefly mention that I now have a permanent office space. If you've been watching me from the beginning, I've literally been working from home since the dawn of time. I've always worked out of, whatever house I'm living in. And since my son was born, my son's room was my office, and we do have another spare office room, but it also doubles as a guest room. So I don't really work in that room often. Since he's born, I've pretty much this is my master bathroom. This is where you've been seeing me film. And it's just the walls are closing in on me. So I've been looking for the right office space for about a year now, and I finally found it. And I'll gradually be moving my stuff throughout March into it. So if you see new scenery, new backdrop, that's where I'm at. Also, just bear with me because I'm kind of dealing with less childcare in the month of March. I'm gonna try to stick to my 2-video weekly schedule. But if I slip up, try to forgive me and know that consistency is coming soon after I've kind of moved fully into this new space. So let's go ahead and jump into some things that I have really been enjoying. And these are actually 2 brushes I've been using nonstop, and every time I use them in a video, I get comments about what they are. They're both dual-ended brushes, which we love. We love a good multitasking brush. And the first is the Makeup by Mario. I'm gonna have to insert the name because it's not actually on here and I totally forgot what it was, but it's the brush that launched with his new foundation. Actually love this 10 times more than I did the foundation. I have been using this every single day. It's such a great size. It's really multi-purpose. I mean, you could even use the smaller side to throw on a quick cream eyeshadow, a quick single layer eyeshadow, and be done with it. But really this is meant for, all over face complexion. I've been using it for foundation, blush, bronzer, concealer, you name it. It's kind of been doing it all for me. The second is the Persona Base and Conceal brush. So this is kind of similar to her original blush and highlighter brush, except the base side is much more dense and it's a little bit larger. And then the conceal side is, again, same thing. It's just a little bit more dense. And then size-wise, it's smaller than the original blush and highlight because this is meant to get in and, do some precision concealing to the under eye area. If you have blemishes, really good to target that as well. I love the Persona blushes. I love the whole Persona line. But yeah, this has been such a just great brush to have on hand because specifically this is one you could do a full eyeshadow look with. This is the perfect size to get in, and you can still do small detail. If you wanted to smudge around the lash line, it's dense enough for that. So in terms of flexibility, if you wanted something that could probably do all the things including eyeshadow, this one would be more versatile in my opinion. But it's just been a good switch up from her original brush launch, which I think is called the blush and highlighter brush, because the smaller side just adds that extra touch of versatility to your makeup look. This next lineup is a new launch from Catrice. It was sent to me, and honestly, I have not explored the Catrice line in a hot minute. I feel like 2014, 2013, that was a big year for Catrice. I can remember using some of their eyeshadows, some of their mascaras, but this was such a cute PR package that I got, and I tried all of these immediately, and I really like them, and the fact that they're affordable and pretty accessible is a bonus too. But they are the Catrice Catrice Lip Jam Hydrating Lip Glosses. So let's talk about these really quick. I want to talk about the formula. Each shade, I say shade, I want to first start out by saying that you really don't get shades with this lineup. These are, in my opinion, just clear lip balms, which brings me into my next point. They say that they're hydrating lip glosses. You'll see in the demo where I applied this, you don't get a ton of shine with these. To me, this is like, texture-wise, think of the Carmex, think of the original Carmex tube, but with a better smell and also, I would say depending on how fair you are, you might get a little bit of color out of the, let's see, this shade's called I Like You Very Much. And then also the shade Straw Baby. These two were the brightest. But again, I didn't get like a ton of color payoff. Throw all those points aside, these are really nice lip balms. I have been enjoying them. They feel super comfortable, and I could just definitely see this being something that I'm gonna keep in my purse to have on hand. I love the fun kind of scents that these come in. We have a peach, we have a berry, a strawberry, a melon, and a mint. I think these are $5. I think that's what the promo that I got said. I want to smell this mint one. I haven't smelled it yet. You know what it smells like? It almost smells like a mint cocoa. Like it's got a hint of like a cocoa in it. Anyways, I just wanted to mention these because if you are wanting to ditch your Carmex for something that is, you know, fun, has some fun scents, and you could possibly get a little bit of color payoff, like I said, with those brighter colors. Yeah, I've been enjoying these. At the very least, I've been using them every time I do my makeup. Like I always put on something on my lips to condition them before I go in with my actual lip color. And yeah, I've been using these for that. Another drugstore contender coming into play here, the Milani Supercharged Cheek and Lip Multi-Stick. Now, I just use this as bronzer, contour, multi-purpose for the face. I don't use this on my lips, and I wouldn't even say I use it on my cheeks. I really just use it to bronze up my skin. I have been mentioning how I think this is a great dupe for the new Merit cream bronzers. They both have this nice glowy sheer finish. So with this formula, you are going to notice that it is more sheer than most cream bronzers. I'm actually going to talk about another one in a minute, and it has significantly more pigment to it. However, the Milani one is so easy to blend out because it is so sheer, and it almost just looks like a second skin. So we're going into spring, summer months. I think this is definitely going to be a hot contender because it just blends so naturally. If you're using something like a skin tint, this is going to mix really well with that type of formula. If you are someone that is a little bit more full coverage, you know, you like a little bit more oomph to your makeup, this may not be the one for you just because you do need to be a little bit cautious when using it on top of something that has a lot of pigment. Because this is so sheer, it does have a little bit more of an emollient, a little bit more, I would say, water content to it. So I haven't found that it disturbs my makeup, but I'm also kind of careful with it, and it's not my first choice if I am going for like a full-on, full coverage look today. I do want to also say that I'm not wearing this on my face today because I do have fuller coverage happening, and I have two other bronzers that I'm going to talk about on. So I've used this in like my past 3 videos. So if you want to see it in action, it's been in almost every video this month. So I'm wearing the new Milk Makeup Cream Contour Stick as my actual contour today, and specifically in the shade Toasted. I have been loving this. It is a really nice cool tone, like cool to neutral toned contour shade. And this is one that I would recommend if you like a little bit more coverage because it does have more pigment to it, and it just seems to kind of show up a little bit better if you are working with a fuller coverage base. It's not just gonna like melt away and become invisible. It does have a significant amount of pigment. I specifically just love this shade, and they blend out so seamlessly. I also love that we talked about this, and I didn't realize that Milk Makeup had transferred all of their cream products into this size. You used to have like a deodorant size product. It was huge. And so they downsized a little bit. I'm not sure if they kept the price the same. The price is $22, I think, on these. I think it could be a little bit lower for the amount of product that you're getting. But in terms of travel, like so travel friendly, easy to throw in a quick small makeup bag, and I think it's a quality product. Honestly, I've always loved the Milk Makeup cream bronzers and also their blushes. So I've been using this nonstop, and yeah, just been a really big fan of it. I've also been using the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Perfector every single day, like no matter what. I have been wearing this, which is shocking because it's a powder product, and I don't know, when I looked at this, I was just like, that doesn't look like me. Like, that doesn't look like something I would use. But I got it because I wanted to do a full face of Makeup by Mario, and it's just turned into something that it's just on my desk, like I use, or my makeup desk, like where I rotate everything out. This has been consistently staying. It's actually interfered with my Makeup by Mario, the Soft Sculpt, what's that one called? This one's the Skin Perfector. I think the other one's called the Skin Transformer. The cream Makeup by Mario bronzer, that was in my project pan. I've been trying to use it up for months now, and this has interfered because I have been using this more. And I just think it is perfect for any type of quick makeup look. Like, you just want a quick bronze glow to the skin, this is going to give you that. So you do have a little bit of a gradient highlighter in here, and it's really soft and seamless. I actually do not have highlighter on today, so what you're seeing on my cheeks is from this product right here, and I think it gives a nice soft glow to the skin. The bronzer, of course, is powder as well. So on quick makeup days when I just have like a skin tint on, or sometimes I haven't even been wearing foundation with this, I'll just throw it on to give a little bit of like a bronze glow to the skin. And I think it's really user friendly. I don't know, I've just been really impressed with this, when initially I thought I wouldn't be. I thought this was just gonna be for like one time use it in a video, just be like meh, and then just get tucked away. But no, she's been on deck, and I've absolutely just been loving this formula. I don't want to say this is a new fragrance, because I wore a sample size of this for a couple of months, and it's by the brand Henry Rose, which I think is Michelle Pfeiffer's. I mean, I literally bought this from the website. I don't know why I didn't investigate further, but I'm pretty sure this is Michelle Pfeiffer's fragrance brand. It's like a clean, naturally sourced fragrance brand, and I got the sampler pack back before Christmas, and I was trying out all the scents in it, and I just kept coming back to this particular scent, and I kind of like did a little treat yourself moment for my birthday last month and purchased the full size. It's called Jake's House from Henry Rose. There's something nostalgic about it, that's why I purchased it, and I think I've put my finger on it. It smells like, to me, and this might be off-putting to some of you, but there was, I'm trying to remember, there was a hair care product, and I want to say there was a hairspray. I don't want to say it was the Aussie brand, the purple Aussie hairspray. Do we all remember that from, 90s going into early 2000s? That might be what it is, but I can't confirm because I don't have it here to judge with, and I know I'm not giving this a luxe description right now, but trust me when I say it smells so good. Like, it's fresh, airy, the epitome of what you would wear for spring, but there's something in it that is so nostalgic. And maybe some of you messaged me on Instagram and said that you own this. It would be a hard one to not like, because it has so many like complex scents to it that are all just, I don't know, they're all just immaculate and fresh, but in such a warm, nostalgic way. There's something in it that brings me back to like my early teen years, and I can't put my finger on it. But all nostalgia aside, the way I would describe this is fresh, but in a really warm way. And I wouldn't say in like a vanilla or musk warmth. There's this really interesting like underlying warm tone to it, maybe like an amber or something. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it reminds me of just a fresh spring day, like walking outside and feeling the warmth on your skin. Ooh, that was a good description. Like first day of spring, you're walking outside and it's the first day that you don't need a jacket. I don't know why I would relate this scent to that, but that's what I'm gonna leave it with. It's so good. And yeah, there are a lot of fun and unique scents from this brand. So if you haven't checked it out, they do sampler sets and I think they're well worth it because there were other scents that I considered getting, but this one was definitely me, and I think it's one of their best sellers. I am back at it again with this blush. I think this blush has made it into like another favorites video because I have been using it nonstop from the moment I got it, and it's the Jones Road Tawny Nude Lip and Cheek Stick. I mean, I'm like a broken record at this point. I think this is like my it color. I'm pretty sure this is the shade that was made for me. I just feel so alive when I put this on, and I think it goes with every single look that I do. It's so easy to apply. It's seamless. You can use it on your lips and your cheeks, and it's exquisite. It's the perfect like neutral rose tone. It's got like a touch of brown, a touch of plum in it, and I think it's beautiful. I love this formula from Jones Road. It's probably one of my favorite products. So if you haven't checked these out, and regardless of if you like this shade or not, there are a ton of really beautiful shades. So I wanted to bring this back up because it's stuck with me for months now. Okay, 3 things to talk about here that really were not total winners for me, but I can see them being winners for other people. And the first is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Matte Velvet Foundation. Now, this is something I've used before, and I don't know if they reformulated this, but I did receive this in PR, and it almost seemed they definitely repackaged it. Makeup Forever confuses me because they'll repackage stuff, and then sometimes it's reformulated, sometimes it's not, and so I get a little confused. But they're kind of marketing this as like a one swipe and done powder foundation. So a high coverage powder foundation. It is very high coverage. Like, it is, I'll just like put a little bit on like my chin down here just for you to see. Love how velvety and how smooth it is, and you do get great coverage with it. However, if you are, I don't know if you can see like the line right there of quick, like how much coverage that gave in just one quick swipe. If you are dry, I don't know how this could work in any way because I'm dry. I've been using it. And although it really doesn't look bad on my skin, I feel so dry throughout the day. Like if I just wear this by itself, oh my gosh, no matter how much I like spritz my face with, no matter how like much Merit Great Skin Oil I pat on top, I still feel really dry with it. So that's why I wanted to bring this to attention if you are combo oily. Also, I think this would be a really good touch-up powder. So if you're someone that needs a little bit more coverage, like, okay, let's go ahead and do some on my neck. I've been rewashing my seasonal clothes that still had the laundress bacteria-infested laundry detergent on it, and look what's happening to my skin. I guess I'm gonna have to do like a double wash of all of my clothes because my face is absolutely miserable again, and so is my neck. And of course, it's because I've come in contact with my clothes that were not re-washed. So been having a lot of, rashes on my neck here. You can just see doing like one quick swipe is gonna give me like a significant amount of coverage and like neutralization. So yeah, I wanted to talk about this because I do think it's a beautiful formula, but I don't think it's for dry skin. However, if you need good coverage and you are combo oily, this is one to look into. Same concept is going to apply to this Tarte Skin Treat Poreless Foundation Stick. I had high hopes for this. Tarte, I wanted to order something that like no one was talking about because, a lot of Tarte's products are hyped up, and this was one that I had not heard anyone talk about. So first of all, this reminds me a lot. If you remember back in the day, Tarte had I want to say it was the Amazonian clay, and it was like a CC corrector stick, and it had like a green, a pink, and then a foundation color inside of it. This reminds me a lot of that texture-wise, and just the way that it looks on the skin. This is pretty matte, and it also is pretty stiff. It took a lot of warmth on my fingers to blend out, and then ultimately my skin was just too dry and textured. I have too much You know, like, I don't even know what to describe my face looks like now underneath this makeup because I'm dealing with, you know, the rashes and the breakouts from that laundry detergent again. And so there is just a bumpy texture. And despite this saying that it's poreless, I just didn't find it to be on my skin type. Now, if you're combination oily and you don't have dry patches and you don't have like raised bump areas, I see where this could work. So that's why I wanted to bring this up. However, I think it's going to be a small target audience for this to work for. I don't think you need to have dry skin, patches, bumps. I think you really just could have like combination oily and then pretty much perfect skin after that. But yeah, I didn't want to quickly dismiss this because I can see where it wouldn't look as bad on my skin if I didn't have all the texture happening. But unfortunately, I'm super dry right now, red, patchy mess, and it was a no-go for me. Last but not least, I have a product from NYX, and it's called the Brow Glue, and I got it in a shade called medium brown. Really had high hopes for this because I had already seen a couple of creators talk about it. And while it has great hold, it really does have like a glue texture to it where it will hold your brows in place. I don't understand the shade concepts because I absolutely get like no color or fill in when I use this. So I have medium brown. It looks pretty dark in the tube, but it just didn't show up on my brows. It didn't fill in sparse areas. So I would say if you're looking for something like this to hold your brows in place, just get the clear one. I didn't really understand the color concept because it did not transfer through onto my brows. So yeah, I wanted to caution you if you've been eyeing this, just go for the clear version and use it with like your other brow products because I just could not get this color to show up in any way on my brows. Okay, that is it for my monthly favorites. I hope you enjoyed seeing me talk about some things that I've been enjoying. Of course, leave your favorites down below. I always like reading about your recommendations. Keep an eye out for a new backdrop happening because that will be happening very soon as I transition to the new office space. And yeah, I'm really excited to have a fresh space to, you know, just like conjure up some new ideas. I feel like a fresh space always gives you a new perspective. And for me, I'm really excited to see what the lighting has in store with this new place because it's got a lot of good natural lighting. So yeah, that's what's been up with me. Definitely keep some patience for me while I, you know, transition. But yeah, otherwise, hope you enjoyed, and I'm going to try to stick to my usual schedule. So I will see you in my next video. Bye.